Hey everybody, this is Rob Vegas and I'm checking in from Melbourne, Australia, of course, with another awesome episode of Movie Month. Of course, this October we're just going to talk about movies and watch as many movies as we can. And yeah, if you've got a request or something, by all means shout it out loud in the comments below, and of course let me know if you want to hear me waffle on about a movie that you like and something that I haven't seen before. I'd really love to hear that, so yeah, be sure to shout it out loud. While you're hanging around though, I'd like to talk about a really cool movie from 1995, and that was when I was like a teenager and everything. And yeah, this is one I've watched probably a lot more than I should have, but it's really enjoyable and it's a great drama, thriller, suspense movie called Apollo 13. Of course, this is based on the actual mission of Apollo 13, so if you're familiar with that, you'll know it didn't go quite as planned. It went quite awry, you could say. But this movie stars Tom Hanks, Kevin Bacon, the legendary Bill Paxton, Ed Harris, and Gary Sinise. And of course, it follows the true events that happened on this mission to the moon, where NASA wants to launch a new space mission to get some more dudes on the moon, and in this instance, just some stuff went wrong on the spaceship. And of course, this movie chronicles those events in kind of almost a documentary quiet fashion, and they classify the movie as what's called a docudrama, where it uses the factual information and people's testimonies to create the story that is what you see on the screen. And boy, do they do a good job of this. It is nail-biting stuff. So the film itself, it's great, it's fantastic, the cast is amazing, and yeah, they really bring these astronauts to life and how hardcore these guys are and how hardcore the situation that they're placed into, and how they have to adapt and use their skills and training to survive, where basically they're thousands of miles, or thousands of kilometers I should say, away from Earth, and stuff is not going well every step of the way. One thing breaks on the spaceship and then that causes another thing to break, and then another thing breaks. It's kind of like having an old car, when the window winders. I wonder if anyone watching this is old enough to remember window winders. But let's say your power window switch stops working on the back passenger side, and then the brake light on that side of the car stops working, and you replace one bit and you replace another. And that's kind of the situation these astronauts were in. Like, they're three dudes stuck aboard this little tin can, floating around in space with less computing power than an old Nokia 5110. So these guys are hardcore, and again, that's what this movie brings to life. It's like a really cool drama that chronicles these events. The movie goes for just over 2 hours, but it whizzes by. Of course, there's like a setup where you meet all the characters, like all the astronauts. Like Tom Hanks plays Jim Lovell, who was the real life commander of the mission, and he's got his team with Ken Mattingly and Fred Hayes. Of course, there's Bill Paxton and Gary Sinise, but Gary Sinise, they might have seen him in that Ransom movie, so he gets bumped off the team, and Kevin Bacon replaces him in the ship. And of course, these guys, their mission is to go to the moon and do moon landing stuff, like take samples, walk around in anti-gravity, all of that sort of moon landing stuff. But as I said, on the way from Earth to the moon, there's an explosion that ruptures one of the liquid oxygen tanks and shorts out the ship, and they're just basically drifting, like, as you could imagine, no gravity. That's what these dudes are in. They're just shot into space. And of course, the guys on the ship and the guys at ground control have to do like an ad hoc mission to, work out A, what it is they've got on the ship that they can use that still works, and of course B, make it work, and C, most importantly of all, bring the guys home in one piece. And that's what this movie is about, and it chronicles that. And boy, is it one hell of a ride. If you've never seen it, I do highly recommend this one. I'm going with 4.5 on the Rob Vegas movie score, as it's non-stop, good-spirited entertainment, men on a mission movie. And yeah, it's fantastic the way that they solve these problems, and then another problem comes up and they solve that, and everyone's working to bring the 3 astronauts home to Earth. Now, I don't want to spoil the ending, but if you know the story, you probably know how it ends and everything like that. But this is a fantastic movie, and yeah, really top shelf stuff. I believe it was it nominated for an award? Let's find out. It was nominated for Best Picture. Well, I concur. That's a good nomination, and of course, Best Supporting Actor, and quite a lot of awards it was nominated for. But 1995 was a tough year, and if you were alive in 95, you'd know that, yeah, that was a tough year for movies. But yeah, this is fantastic entertainment, as I said. Really high score from me, and it's great just to have a real, like, sometimes when they make a modernization or a chronicle or adaptation of some real life events, they sort of jazz it up and everything like that. But with this, it's like, hey, these are the men on this mission, this is their mission, here's the stuff that goes wrong, here's how everyone works together to just solve the problem. And there's no Mary Sue type characters, and there's no Wonder Kid, say for example, there's no Wesley Crusher on the crew or someone like that who just magically makes things work. It's guys who have got a deadline and just need to come up with something to get the job done, which is what real life's all about. And in a workplace, everyone works together, and this documents that so amazingly. And yeah, it doesn't make it all fancy or anything like that. So I highly recommend this one. 4.5 on the Rob Vegas scale. Fantastic cast, fantastic visual effects. Now, there's a lot of anti-gravity scenes in this, and you're probably wondering how they filmed that, but they actually filmed it in zero gravity. And the way they did it is there's this plane that the US Navy, I believe, has, called the Vomit Comet. And what they do to achieve zero gravity, if you'll pardon the avatar, it's probably not appropriate, it's Mad Max's car, but what they do is this plane will fly along, so he's just going along, in a straight path. But what they'll do is every now and then they will fly up as high as they can, and then they'll fly down and then up and then down and then up and then down and then up and then level again, and they'll fly home. And what happens during those uppy downy bits is, of course, that creates a feeling of zero gravity, and that's what they use to train the astronauts who go on these missions, because when the plane is on a direct nosedive and going back up, there's no gravity. So the people that made this movie shouted out loud to Ron Howard, the director, and all of the actors in it went on this plane and did that. And while the plane was going up and down like that, that's when they filmed a lot of these scenes. So it must have been super hardcore of the actors and the crew and everything to set up the shots and plan the shots, and then have all the actors and crew come together in this zero gravity environment, and bring that to the screen in such an effective manner. So give that some hell yeah if you can. Anyway, Apollo 13 on DVD. It's a goodie. I highly recommend it. And if you haven't seen it, yeah, check it out. It's a great, just cheer the heroes on adventure and based on a real event, of course. And yeah, you're in for a good time. And that's what we like. Have you seen Apollo 13? Have you not seen it? Let me know in the comments below, and like and subscribe, give me the old thumbs up and all that. And yeah, so did I say subscribe? I can't remember. Anyway, yes, of course, this movie does have the famous quote, "Houston, we have a problem." So be sure to check it out if you can. It's a ripper and I really like it. So thanks for watching this far, and stay tuned because I will see you soon.
Crystal Ball says like and subscribe and leave a comment.
Hey everybody, this is Rob Vegas and I'm checking in from Melbourne, Australia, and today I'm joined by my little movie watching friend Mia, and we're here to talk all things movies. Camera's this way. Cool.
Yeah, it's raining a bit outside, isn't it?